Market update time. We're going to have a look at Russell and we're going to have a look at Nasdaq as well. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alrighty then, let's have a look at the Russell chart. Open had a big rally up like most stocks did, and then the sellers came in during the late afternoon. You can see where the market actually held here. Right now, the Russell looks like on the Russell chart, looks like it's poised to move to the high side. We had a rally up, we had a rally down, come back down, and now we're sort of moving to the high side now, and a bit more of a higher close. So that to me actually looks quite strong to the high side. If I show you what the trend line chart looks like here, you can see that this overall trend line chart, don't worry about these lines here, I'll take these lines off. This trend line chart is actually holding at these support levels and actually rallying up. So the Russell actually looks quite strong in the mix of all this. So I'm not calling bullish, I'm not calling bearish, I'm just saying it looks strong right now. Overall, I think this market, the overall market is bearish. That's my opinion anyway. But the Russell actually looks the strongest out of the whole lot of them. If I bring up this weekly chart over here, you can see what's actually happened. The market ran down and it's actually came down to this bottom, and now looks like it's trying to rally out of this level and maybe continue up higher. So the Russell is the weakest one out of the whole lot of all of them. But the Nasdaq is obviously one of the weaker ones as well too. So you see what actually happened on the Nasdaq. We actually gapped open and ran up and came back down, and from there. So what actually happened was we actually opened there. Let me see if I can get that off the screen. There we go. So we actually opened, we closed here on Friday, opened here, rallied up, came back down, and we closed right there. So that's where we closed. So we're definitely at these areas of support and support levels, and the obviously the Dow Jones is obviously, so the Nasdaq is obviously at those support levels right now. Now moving forward and looking at these levels, if I just bring that up through there. In fact, if I just bring this trend line down through here, say from there to there, and I bring that up through there to there. So I'm just going to draw my trend lines again. So there, and I just like to extend it out through to there. That's what I see this trend line is at. And the reason why I use that trend line, guys, is because if I show you, I actually had this point through there, you can see how the market, it couldn't close below, couldn't close below, then took off. The market had a lot of problems through there, then broke down. Now look where it's rejecting it now. So that's actually a weaker sign. If we break back above it, then yeah, we're likely to continue moving forward. Now we do have this short-term support level here as well too, around 4,800. If that breaks, then I think that's where we start to get the big move on the downside. Now look at the weekly chart here on the Nasdaq as well, because the weekly chart on the Nasdaq is actually a lot weaker than everything else. The weekly chart, what do we actually have here? We have one top, two top. We actually rejected it twice for that week. Then we actually had, 1 week down, 2 weeks down, moving forward. So we actually broke out of this upward trend, and you can see that we actually had this upward trend line going through here, and the market actually closed below. And you can see, if you look very closely, you can see the market actually rejected off that level. So the Nasdaq actually looks quite weak. So all in all, guys, I'm actually looking at the Nasdaq actually looks quite weak. The Russell looks quite weak. The Nasdaq looks quite weak. The Russell actually looks the strongest out of all of them. So that's the one that's sort of holding on as much as possible. But the Nasdaq looks quite weak overall as well too. But look at that. If I just go back to here, let me go to the volume as well too. You can see the volume wasn't that big. It was decent, but it wasn't that big. Obviously Russell, nothing gone through there. SPY, you can see nothing. No, the volume was quite low, and obviously you're seeing the volume being quite low as well too, obviously on a Monday. So that's the volume is not really telling us much right now, but what I do see is that the selling volume that came in through here was definitely telling us something. So To me, guys, that's still weak overall. You can see this overall pattern that I've actually got on the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq ETF that I like to trade. So you can see what has actually happened through here. You've got this trend line going up through here, and you can see that point through there where it actually rejected off. Once we broke through there and we broke down through there, broke up, and now we're actually heading back down already off that. So the support level is now becoming resistance, and we're breaking down. And again, we just broke out of this overall big triangle pattern as well too. So to me, it looks like it wants more downside. The stochastics is saying that it looks like it wants more upside, but I think, especially on the QQQs, if we start to get back above this 110 mark, then I think the bulls are likely to come back out of control, or come back in control, and then start to see more upside. But I don't think we're going to get that. For some reason, with the Brexit and everything that's happening right now, I think the market is sell on news, and that's just what I see through the Nasdaq and the Russell today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.